Okay, so that gets me thinking. It almost feels like the clock is ticking now. It's January. We have until November. It sounds like those upgrades, migrations, however you want to word it, can
Mhm.
take 2 days, but they can also take up to 10 months, which is how much time we have left. What are your thoughts? If people who have Drupal websites who need to still upgrade them, do they still have enough time?
Yeah, and here's the thing about security vulnerabilities and stuff like that. Like, from one day to the next, the day after the the go live of like Drupal 9, or a day after the end of life of official support for Drupal 8, are you all of a sudden like gonna get hit and attacked and totally taken out? Well, no, not realistically. Sometimes there are vulnerabilities that are discovered, dare I say, bring up Drupal Geddon from years ago. It's very dramatic sounding, and it was a dramatic occasion. Every platform gets big software vulnerabilities from time, and you take care of them, you patch them out. You don't get those patches. It's just a matter of time before somebody gets around to your website, see if they can break into it and do something not so nice with it, right? And it really is you're just kind of rolling the dice. Every day, every week, every month that goes by, you're just increasing your vulnerability profile. Now, so that doesn't sound so bad, but it gives them maybe some urgency, right? So Drupal 8 is already end of life official support. There's going to be, vendors are looking at trying to retroactively do patches for updates from like Drupal 9 and back, and that's been done for Drupal 7 and stuff like that, and or Drupal 6 before that. That is the case, but it gets trickier and trickier, and there's longer time periods between when vulnerabilities are identified and when they can be retroactively backported to older versions of non-supported Drupal anymore. So you're better off if you get off the older version of platform as soon as is reasonably possible, right? Drupal 7, since you have, kind of like the bulk of this year to do it. Drupal 8's already happened. If you're on Drupal 8 now, realistically, you should be trying to, get to Drupal 8.9. Like the first step is get to the last version of Drupal 8 and see if your site still works the way it needs to. Then you're pretty much ready to go to Drupal 9. You get your other dependencies, is what we refer to the things that it needs, like the PHP on your server and other stuff to make sure it's where it needs to be. And then you can kind of do that. You can assess to see what other work you might need to do. And then you can determine like how big of a project is going to be. If you got a lot of contributed modules, a lot of custom modules, prepare to have, maybe a couple months of, planning, architectural changes, implementing those and doing testing. So you have enough time to do that. So if that's the case, if a Drupal 8 site, I would be working on it right now if you haven't already. It's just, you probably should have gotten to it already, but there's still time, and you just start the process. If you're in Drupal 7 still, you kind of have the rest of the year. But here's the thing, we talk a little bit about human nature. People think, oh, we still got time. We still got time. And of course you do. But with any project, most organizations underestimate the amount of time they will need to do any kind of complex change. You're going to want to give yourself enough time so you're not feeling like you're trying to rush things. And like I said, like as soon as like the official support ends, it doesn't mean the next day everything's going to blow up. It's not like, Y2K or something like that. Kids are out there like, what's Y2K? But there you go. You want to give yourself the time so you can do properly. You also don't want to rush it because that can create problems and errors. What's that whole kind of the mythical man month or whatever? It's like, let's just throw more people at it. Well, you want to have the appropriate team size allocated to it so that you can do it in a thorough manner and make sure you check off all the boxes for everything. You can do the appropriate testing. And so that way you don't have to do a lot of rework or refactoring later on because you tried to rush through it and you just made the problem bigger. So I would say definitely if you have a Drupal 7 website, you should be, if you haven't already, you should be starting that process now, even if it's just the discussion phase of planning, So give yourself, if you've, let's say like an enterprise scale website, yes, you probably should have started by now, but there's still time. If you have, you think, oh, I don't think our website's too, 50 to 100 contributor modules, that's a lot, right? You should be starting that process now because you need to see which modules can you use. Give yourself plenty of time.
Hi, this is Sarah from Denver Data Web. Thanks for watching. Please like our video and subscribe for future digital strategy chats. You can also visit our website at denverdata.com or find us on social media at Denver Data Web.